and then I see if I can hunt down Hearts of Iron. That's fine, because of the way that it all works. And then this should all work because things will be thingying in the thingy play. So this should all work, hopefully. Hello internet. Apparently you can totally see me now. Whether or not you'll be able to see Hearts of Iron, we'll see. Oh, things might work-ish. Please? Come on. Go. Of course, I can't actually see if people are... Oh, for goodness sake, because things have moved around. Ugh. And that's not... One day I will strangle Hearts of Iron. Right, so that goes over there. That goes over there. And is that not now picking that up? Bear with me. This is the desperate. This is the part of the stream where part of the Hearts of Iron stream where I attempt to get Hearts of Iron working properly with OBS. This may take a few tries. And I've just run out of water and I'm thirsty. Right, I'll be back in a moment. Hearts of Iron is still loading anyway, so it'll might have crashed actually. Let's retry this. Hold on. So if I like doing Hearts of Iron streams. Skip that. Because they're reasonably simple to do and all that, but it's a real pain getting it running. I will be right back once I've got a fresh drink and once Hearts of Iron has loaded, so that I can start playing around with trying to get it to stream. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, right, that still definitely isn't working. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop streaming and I'm going to start streaming again. See if I can get the damn thing to work. So, yes, we're up. We are up. It's working, I think. Okay. Hopefully the stream will come. Stream's back up. Okay. It's now loading. Yes. Okay, things are working again. Yay! Okay then. This is the point where I start coughing and it all ruins the stream. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome back to Hearts of Iron. Or as I call it, the everything is on charge stream, because I've got everything has currently decided to run out of battery or need to be connected to my computer all at the same time. So I've got four. I've got a lot of USB devices attached at the moment, so yay. Right, we're going to continue the game that we left off from a couple of weeks ago, before I got ill. Yeah, God, it must have been 3 weeks ago now. Because I've not been right. Yeah, it was 3 weeks ago. I was ill 3 weeks ago, and it's taken me till now to be to the point where I'm not coughing as much. So yeah, it has been a while. So I'm going to have to work out what was going on. Italy was attacking. I remember that much. Italy was attacking the United Kingdom because I wasn't being aggressive enough. And I've got some serious issues all over the place. So my navy, I've got control over those sectors. Air-wise, who knows? I've got aircraft all over the place, and apparently I've got some free military factories. So I should really start making sure that they are pumping out whatever it is that I need. Probably actually get them pumping out those if I can. Ooh, I could really amp those up. So I'm doing what? Yeah, pumping out 10 of those a day. So that'll take me what, 100? Yeah, 100 days to pump out everything that I need for that. And the rest into Matildas. Yeah, rest into Matildas. Air wings with no mission. Yeah, that's fine. I can work that one out. So I've got those standing by. I've got a single Gloucester Gladiator that's not got any orders. I'll stick it down there on an intercept. Yeah, stick it over here in an interception. Roll. Yeah, interception roll. Yeah, that's fine. 3 dockyards. Yeah, because we've only got some destroyers being pumped out at the moment. I probably should get some. Let's build a Centurion. Just one. It's going to take a year. No. It's going to take 2.5 years to build one of them, but they are big monsters, and as time goes on I should be able to get some more stuff sorted out that I don't need to worry about, and I'm at war, I know that much. That one's doing BSA and British Small Arms, and that's doing all the production that I need at the moment. Research is doing that. Prepared defense is coming. Okay, I think we're good to bring it up to maximum speed. Actually, no, what's going on with my units? So I've got 3 motorised divisions. Being prepped, and most of that is a need for the Austins, and then the rest, they've got their equipment that they need. They're just training. Okay, yep, I think we can bring that up again, up to max, and just really watch out for the Italians. Oh yeah, because they attacked and then I kind of pushed them back. That was right. Yeah, that's right. No aggression pact. Yeah, I'll sign a non-aggression pact with China. I've got no quarrels with China at the moment. No, I've got no problems with China. It's not like they're gonna decide to. Where's this unit? These units. Could I? Shift. Snow. Sometimes it just needs to sort of chug through this before it becomes stable, because my internet sucks. at times. This is what happens when you bring in privatisation of infrastructure. Okay, so it's 1940. Crusaders are coming. 1940. Get the Bren gun. And the Bren gun carrier. Got another military facility, factory going, so we'll do that, and then we can start off again. Hopefully the stream will be alright now. Sometimes it goes through a little bit of a stage at the beginning where it sort of chugs through it and throws the stream off every so often. I don't know if it's my end or their end or something government are doing, and you may think that that's, you know, all paranoia and type thing, but no, our government did buy a filter from China in order to block certain types of traffic from the world. It was then deemed to be against everyone's human rights for the government to be using it, and it was shut down, but you never really know what our Tory government's going to do next to cause problems. I mean, they've already decided that the way to protect the country is to store everyone's history in some database somewhere for a year. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, this stuff isn't paranoia, it's actually stuff that's going on in the UK at the moment. The whole thing's an absolute mess. I'm going to sanction Japan. And I'm going to get some more synthetic refineries up in Wales. I'm going to get some more anti-air. Yep, I'm back again. I'm hoping it's going to stay stable now. I don't blame anyone for losing interest in a stream that keeps cutting out. It's incredibly frustrating when this happens. But there doesn't seem to be anything that I can really do on my end, unfortunately, apart from hope that it's now going to sort of even out. Don't actually need that many on that, but I do need some more Matildas. Though by the time I've finished the Matildas, gotta bring that down. Oh, for God's sake. Production. By the time I finish the Matildas, it will probably be needed somewhere else. Right, oil is basically needed for everything. I would love something that doesn't need oil. Support equipment, possibly. I don't really need that, 'cause the infantry equipment is currently being stockpiled, and I'm going to be getting better equipment soon anyway. Support equipment, I could stockpile that a little. Let's see. Oh, I need to control. Oh, because my I need to do research. Right, in 6 days I'll do that research. That should allow my forces to use proper landing craft rather than, you know, just rowing boats or something. So that will be useful. There we go. Should now be able to get. It's hidden down the bottom of the naval, and it's that one. 1940. I can do landing craft rather than transport ships, and that will increase my naval invasion capacity by plus 40. so I'll be able to do mass invasions of France, hopefully. Let's get the Stens going, and we'll drop that down and bump that up. So I'm using all of that. That's pumping out 13 a day. I might be able to beef that up a bit when we get our next research stuff going. Got loads of stuff that we can start researching in 1940. It sort of all amps up again, so you can get loads and loads of stuff done. That said, though, all my infantry now are going to need Sten guns. The Sten being a sort of a submachine gun, I guess. Right, I've got units in Sudan apparently wanting to fight for me. So who's that? That's owned by Italy, which means that theoretically I could start taking some. Got a submarine flotilla here that probably should get out there and start doing some search and destroy in that region there. Let's start causing a little bit of ruckus down here, because I think it's only fair that we start taking some of Italy. Just here and there, any units that we've got available, just start picking away at. So Turkey, I've got no quarrels with them. It's mostly issues with Italy. Now if I could cut them in half, then that would help, because then they're going to start suffering from you know, if they're cut off, they're going to start having issues with supply runs. So let's cut them off down there. What else do we have? I've got American troops. Oh, there, that's Portugal. That's actually owned by Portugal. That's owned by Belgium. Free France, but I can I get my units through Free France into Italy? No, I cannot. So they're kind of trapped in down behind Free France there. Now, they're extremely hot. But and we've got a sandstorm going in there now, which is useful. Okay, who else do we have? Because we've got units all over the world. So we've got the British Raj, which are not our own, but we do have some units down here under China. Can't really do much with those at all. Oh, they're the... Oh, that's Hong Kong, of course. Because Hong Kong used to be owned by the British. A long time ago. I don't know exactly how it became British. I just know that it was British for a time. And there was the Hong Kong blockade that the Chinese did at one point, and the result of that came a plan that basically said that if China invade, oh god, I haven't done any work on anti-air, god, get that done. Outdated equipment in production. Oh yes, the Hurricane. Let's get the Spitfires going, so we can replace those. Yeah, basically they were going to nuke. Let's see what we lost on oil. Let's make less of those and fill the factories up with that. Yeah. So if China ever this is back in the Cold War. If China ever invaded Hong Kong, then in order to prevent China from obtaining Hong Kong, Britain would nuke Hong Kong. You know, sort of, if we can't have it, then no one can kind of strategy. And these were, you know, plans that were released, I don't know, a few years ago. Because obviously it was sort of a state secrecy type of thing. Right, okay, I'm going to get some armies up now. So we've got some armies ready, pretty much ready to go. It's just a case of setting up that stuff and then getting that upgrade, wherever it is, landing craft. 142 days for that landing craft upgrade. And then I've got 4 paratroopers ready to go there. Let's get the paratroopers up into... so have a and then I suppose they might go from there actually, and then they would drop in, say somewhere like you want to drop them in behind enemy lines really, but somewhere where they're going to make a difference. I wonder if there's no actual transport planes at that location. Okay. Now there are actually some transport planes at that location. I should be able to do a paratroop order from there. Oh, good lord! I can go, you know, maybe somewhere like down there. But I mean, getting something like getting one of these spots here would probably be best. Let's do it there, and then just let them start getting set up. More than 70% in. Yeah, because currently we don't actually have air superiority over there yet. Naval strikes over there, and air superiority over the channel. Yeah, I know they're lacking range. We can deal with that. Oh, they're on a. Oh wait, what? Yeah, they're on carriers. It's fine. And what do we have? Naval bombers. I can send those out. Naval strikes over there. And then it's just a case of starting to set up these invasion orders. So we'll have one going into Calais, I think. So they'll be set up for there. Control click into there. Oh god, no, not the paratroopers. Don't want the paratroopers in there. Why are they? Yeah. Oh, can I unassign selected? Yep. Yep. And yep. Okay. These paratroopers need to be in a new army. These ones need to be in there. Right. So they will attack Calais. These guys, when I've unlocked the thing, will attack there anyway, and these guys will be on a new army. We'll do from single invasion from any given ports. We'll go from Plymouth into just next to Brest, I think. We'll go in there. Meanwhile, my paratroopers we'll do a paratroop order from Norwich into Tours, I think. Okay. So they've all got their stuff set up. I'll just stop them from doing that. So they're all going to start preparing for the execution of the plan, which will basically be a 4-pronged attack. 3 on the beaches, so that we'll do some breakout to split up as much of the enemy's force as possible. And then the paratroopers will go in, take tours, and then hopefully start pushing out to get more and more forces in play. Of course, this all hinges on me getting landing craft, because I'm not going to be able to do it without it. Because in normal mode, you can hit a beach with a small amount of forces, and you can usually just kind of push your way out. I'm going to add my paratroopers. Yeah, you can normally push your way out. With this, what happens is you will get surrounded and you'll be pushed back and back and back and destroyed. So obviously we don't want that to happen, so our units are preparing for a major assault on France. It's a bit of a shame that you can't do like sort of almost like distraction tactics, which is something the British did a lot of. They inflated an entire rubber army in various areas of the coast to kind of so that the German spy planes would pick up this army from above and redirect the forces as need be. When they built the docks for the D-Day invasion, they built them and then they sunk them so that the Germans wouldn't realise that the plan was to build an entire artificial dock, you know, off the coast to assist with getting tanks and equipment into Dunkirk. Sorry, not Dunkirk. Oh god, Dunkirk was where they left from. Anyway, the name escapes me. I don't think it was It wasn't Dunkirk, was it? It was hold on. D-Day Beach, Normandy. Sorry, the Normandy beaches. The Germans thought that they were attacking further up here than they actually were, thanks to all the sort of subterfuge and, you know, dropping information and the like. Okay. But right now we have units. Oh god! Don't say you dropped out again. Hopefully it's just a glitch on my end. Oh, the smooth... Oh, God. Hopefully that's going to pop back up again. Oh. I'm not dropping so many frames. It's just, for some reason, my internet has gone to cack. Hopefully hopefully it'll just sort of... Yeah, it seems to be popping back again now. See, this is what happens when you complain about the government on your stream. Suddenly your stream goes to cack. Sorry, GHCQ, I didn't mean it. I should note. I think I've said this before on streams. I used to share a desk with some conspiracy theorists who did actually believe that the government were watching them and all this sort of thing. And you know, I'm sane enough to know that the government's not interested in me. They're not interested in ordinary people, there's no point. No matter how much of a conspiracy theorist you are, they're just not interested. They're sort of interested in the bigger things than just the normal people. You know, important things like how they're going to get away with bogus expenses claims and the like. Right, okay, so I don't really know what to do now. There are sort of short burn ones that I can do that will beef my beef various aspects of my thing, but what I want is research speed. For naval, I mean that would give me air bases. That will give me navy. I don't think that there's anything else that beefs research. There's quite a bit though that beefs. Maybe this is the way we go. You know, adding coastal forts and getting. Yeah, let's do Commonwealth ties, just to kind of start to get people on my side. Chief of Navy. I want stuff that's going to boost my research, if I can. No. Material designer, that's more for research for equipment. I could get Vickers Armstrong for tanks, which might be quite useful. As for these guys, if I can't do that, then I would probably do something like, yeah, division attrition might be useful. Yeah, let's do division attrition, just so that my units can fight for longer in adversity. Get those moved over there, because they should be. That plan is considered to be risky. Yes, I expect it is. So I've got more paratroopers on the way. I've got more motorised divisions on the way. And once I get those Bren gun carriers, then I'm probably going to make a new division. Which will be like basically a sort of a motorised division type of thing. But instead of using Austins, which are just big trucks, they'll be using Bren gun carriers instead, which are interesting. Later models of the, I think they called them the Universal Carrier. It's 1940, and I'm seriously low on. Yeah, because 1943 when we start getting the 17-pounder, and yeah, we'll do anti-tank upgrade. Yeah, let's just have a quick look. They still portray them as half tracks when where Bren. Hold on, the Bren carrier. Yeah, I thought so. It's a tracked vehicle. But here they're portrayed as half tracks. They weren't. You basically just sort of chop that bit off there, and you basically get yourself the Bren carrier. So fully tracked vehicles that drove kind of like a car, because instead of stopping one truck and moving the other in order to turn like you would do with a tank, instead you had a sort of a rod that sort of came out and distorted the track so that it turned one way or the other. So it drove with a steering wheel rather than two rods. Very easy to drive and generally well liked by the soldiers, because, well, and by the Germans. In fact, the Germans stole some from, captured some, and turned them into vehicles, anti-tank vehicles. So instead of having the gun, you'd have a couple of the Panzerschrecks, the RPG type things. Alright, improved infantry equipment would probably be an idea considering what I'm planning, or... Oh yeah, now the fun has begun. Hitler, in his infinite wisdom, well, actually, no, it started with the bear. So the Soviet Union decides to invade Finland, which is up here, and they send in units of the Red Army to invade Finland, and the Finns retaliate, and they stop the Red Army in their tracks and send them packing. As a result, Finland joins Hitler, but Hitler has seen what the Finns have done to the Red Army and think, the Soviet Union are weak, and Germany is running out of food and resources because an awful lot of his manpower is either soldiers invading countries, or industry, building weapons and building tanks and the like, and planes. So he knows that Germany is going to starve and it's going to run out of resources. So he thinks that now is the time to attack Russia. The idea being that Germany can simply just charge in to Russia, invade it, get them to give up, strip the country bare, and export all the food that's possible into Germany and just leave the Russians to starve. It didn't go quite to plan. He attacked in winter without really giving the troops the resources to survive. The tanks were not warm, I suppose, and Russia got an awful lot of backup. At one point during the war, I think the figure was about 90% of all Russian weapons and vehicles that were being used were actually British, because Britain was sending supplies over, right? Which is something that I'm going to do. I'm going to speak to Russia. Hello, Russia. No, I don't want to trade with you. I do want to trade with you. I want to diplomatize with you. Where are you on here? It's Soviet Union. Hello, Soviet Union. I would like to start a lend-lease with you, and I would like to send you 20 units of Matildas. Because that's going to help them, and my convoys will send that over. They were sending convoys over the top here. The Arctic convoys were going over the top here, and Stalin wanted a delivery of vehicles and weapons every 13 days. So every 13 days he wanted a convoy from the United Kingdom packed with vehicles and weapons and ammunition and spare parts. He wanted one of those massive deliveries every 13 days. And they did it. Even PQ, One of the winter convoys, which was one of the Arctic convoys, which was quite ill-fated. Because they believed that Tirpitz was on the prowl. Tirpitz they'd actually crippled some time before, and so it was stuck up in a dry dock in Norway, and or Norway, Sweden, I don't know, somewhere up here anyway. It was stuck in a dry dock up here, and yeah, it kind of became the boogeyman until they finally sunk it with swordfishes. I can't remember if it was the Bismarck or the Tirpitz that was sunk with swordfishes, which were sort of biplane type things. Very early war biplanes. And yeah, in the end, these massive battleships ended up being destroyed by wooden aircraft. Both of them, in fact, ended up being sunk by wooden aircraft. Yeah, I think the Tirpitz was destroyed by swordfishes, and Bismarck was destroyed by mosquitoes. So it was mosquitoes dropping the earthquake bombs onto the Bismarck that finally did that one in. Yes. Right. How are we doing for research? Landing craft, 50 days. Let's just speed up that. Bren carrier, only 13 days. I'm going to be getting some Bren gun carriers up. They're nice. Motorized infantry hardness, plus 100%. They're a little bit more... Yeah, so it's basically an early APC. Oh, no, I don't know. Early APC? I don't really know how to describe a Bren carrier, or universal carrier as it ended up being, because they were a little bit of everything. You know, you could use them as transports or you could use them as fire support. There wasn't really much room to kind of use them as both, but they were quite good for sort of a multitude of roles. Research the airborne. I could research some commandos at some point, I suppose. Yeah, the Germans know something's up. They've probably got enough decryption, because I haven't really been spending much time on my own encryption. So I'm pretty much sending them the complete newsletter of exactly what I'm up to. So they're moving into the various ports, but I can see enough of them to know what they're up to. So they're sort of fortifying here, whereas I'm sort of more ending up over here. Right, so I've got another 2 factories that I can use on getting more equipment. And I've got naval dockyards free, but I do have the oil to spare. Let's bump that up. Yeah, so it's now only going to take 1.5 years to make that super heavy battleship. Right, so yeah, but I probably should look at getting them commanders as well. Just because commanders have skills which can be applied to them. Got low manpower apparently. That'll change. That will all change when I start invading France, and then the people can rise up and help me, which is exactly what happened during the French Revolution. Something along those lines. Greece has joined us. Oh, I like Greece. Right, Malta. Fortify Malta or protect the sewers. Fortify Malta, I think, 'cause Malta is vulnerable to Spain. Question mark. It is Spain that Malta's vulnerable to. Oh, there's a war going on between Greece and Italy. Oh God, Italy having some enjoyment there. I've got no access there. Why not? Let's start a new one. Naval invasion from Malta into there. Yeah. Yeah, so Malta's all the way down there. Right, okay, so 16 days and then we can hit all the buttons. Wait. Oh, that's Norwegian. That's a relief. Wait. I've got an army here that's not actually here. Alright, so they're there, and they are... So this colonial garrison... Right, so I've got units there. Control, click. Yeah, I know the naval capacity has been exceeded, but... not for long. Oh God, someone's pinging me. Just quickly, just check. Yeah, just someone dropping me some messages about some Minecraft stuff. So, yep. Right. Okay. Where were we? Oh yeah. So we got units moving into position. One day, and we'll have landing craft. Excellent. And then advanced landing craft takes us up to naval invasion capacity of 100. Right, let's get some ships researched. And let's start hitting all these buttons. So that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Yep, okay, we've got boots on the ground. What do you mean no divisions, no transports? Come on. No division... control click. Go. Yep, right, they're going. And... control click. They're going. Right. Okay. And so let's move those down to support there. Those are ready to go. Those are ready to go. Oh, and I was gonna set up a new type of division, wasn't I? Create an empty. It's mechanized. Yes, it's mechanised. With some engineers and some support artillery. And then I'm going to train a unit of that. About there. There'll be some stuff that we're not producing, obviously, so we do need to make sure that we've got our Bren carrier being developed, and we've got some research to do. Could do some bigger guns. Right, so they're coming up against resistance down in Tours. That's kind of expected. Meanwhile, should actually get some tanks down in there. But we do have multiple divisions. Yes, right, okay, we've got multiple divisions. Yeah, we'll sort of corner them off and sort of divide and conquer, basically. They're going to hold that line. So we're going to have a nice front line there. Has that done the front line? Offensive line? Oh no. Basically, I just want them to defend that. I'll leave them there. They should be able to hold that. They should get in there reasonably easily. And we're attempting to cut these guys off before charging in. Okay, we've almost got Brest. And we've in fact got, alright. So the infantry / colonials are going to start moving down, pushing down there. They're starting to get attrition loss. Calais, they're getting pretty hammered as it stands. Am I able to... reinforce, basically? Okay, I can't reinforce. It's about holding this one now and trying to hold Brest. Because if I can get Brest, then I should be able to get some supply sorted. Yeah, okay, we've now got that, so we can start sorting out some supply runs. Without overextending ourselves, obviously. Obviously they're going to start having attrition problems sooner or later, but you know, the troops are actually doing reasonably well, all in all. down into Rotterdam as quick as you like. And down here we were also attempting to deal with Italy, weren't we? Just trying to chop Italy up and make them a little bit more concerned about things that they probably shouldn't be too concerned about. Need to get more units down there. Just need to get more units in play, really. They're gonna go over there, they're gonna go over there, okay. I think we've okay, yeah. It's now a case of get the research to support the troops moving in. Any support, any units that I can get to support, then great. This is the point where I need Free France to really start pushing up, and sort of resistance to sort of come out of the woodwork. So we've got the supply lines, and Brest is a really good one to sort of start from, because you've got a good sort of solid line that you can move up with without the enemy from, you know, getting around behind you. And you get that dock as well, the naval base, so you can get the units in and support the push. May have made a slight error there, but we'll see. Let's move these two into there to support. These guys are doing better than these ones here, and Lord, they're still fighting, they're still going. And these, right, that's going to take 17 days to prepare, and that's lacking naval superiority. I kind of knew about that one. Let's move these guys in. Right, I think we hold this now. We just hold it, make sure they're not going to get past. Sort of concentrate on. Yeah. No. Don't go over there. Stay there. Defend this. They keep trying to move up there for some reason. I'm not totally sure why, because I want them to stay there. We're actually pretty close to sort of joining up with these guys. If we can hold out. And try and sort of push in various directions. I'm gonna try capturing that one, I think. And we'll also push into this one. That battle. Let's try pushing into there. Do I have any units that can help? Well, there's that unit, but it's a Norwegian unit and it's not going to obey me. These guys are still not moving. Though, if I got them down to Portsmouth, I could then push them down into Brest and then go from there. Right, okay, they are... That one was going to stalemate, so... I guess the way to deal with these guys would be to chop them off and, you know, get them surrounded. And I've got 9 units there. Let's move them over here. And get the next one up there. Some free military factories. Got a lot of danger from that unit there, but I mean, if I could, it's a case of just trying to break out. That's the tricky bit right now. I mean, I could try that. They're not going to win, but it might just tie that unit up enough. It's probably not actually in Portsmouth yet. Delete that order. Finally, they seem to be got caught up with desperately trying to do this order, even though I told them not to. So deleted the order. Now they're going to go down into Brest, hopefully. Right, we've done an hour. Usually these streams go on for about an hour because there's usually quite a bit of stuff to do. So far the war is going interestingly. So far we've got Brest and we've got Cherbourg, and we're able to get units into these areas to try and reinforce them and try and sort of meet them up. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here now. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.